Okay, everybody. Last time I wasn't gonna show this, as I stated before in the video, but as you see there, this is the second time. This is the same person from before that has contacted me. You can already see what they're saying. Yes, everyone has been warned. We can still use a man of your knowledge and talents. We offer you a lead tracer position on the tracing, tracking, extraction department. The war has begun. Yeah, I'm not interested in that shit. No, thank you. No. It's now this is gonna be kind of embarrassing, but I actually thought I started recording earlier, only for me to realize it wasn't recording this whole time. So I'm like, wow. Went into a really long damn speech only for it to not be recording, and that's just whatever. Anyway, at this point, I'm spreading awareness about this because chances are there's this either the same person or they got multiple other people doing the exact same thing. Fellow TIs, don't fall for stupid shit like this. Understand that's basically controlled opposition. That's basically controlled enemy infiltrators, basically looking to just get you on their side, making you think you're on their side, but basically it's a ruse. It's a ruse to get you in a controlled position. Many people don't understand that, but you need to basically become more knowledgeable about that. A controlled situation means that they're in control of what you're basically putting out there, and they're in control of what you're basically finding out. You don't want to be in a control situation because when you're in that, there's no telling what could happen. I mean, dude, they're harming you with these weapons. They've been seen harming both kids. They've been seen harming both men and women with these weapons. There's no boundaries to that, and nothing can basically mend the damage that has been done, unless the only thing that can mend the damage that has been done is basically the dismantlement of that criminalized program. That's the only thing that can ever happen. Now, again, I wasn't going to show this the first time because I knew, and I already basically brought out the obvious before anybody else would mention anything, and I stated, no, it's not a situation where I just created a random freaking channel and basically put that there myself. No. I've already shown a lot of that, more than enough evidence to basically prove my case so people would understand. And I've already put more than enough information out there for people to understand why I am a threat to them. You see, when they see a threat, they want to basically try any possible method they can to get rid of that threat. You know? Targeted citizen situation, I don't know what to say about that, man. A lot of the stuff, honestly, I would give my opinion about it, but it's based off half the stuff I have seen and most of what the content he has shown, you know. But I have judging by everything that has happened, I have my suspicions that there's like that most of that stuff is an inside job of which is going on with him, but that's between him and his family, and I'm not going to go any farther with that situation, but that's just my opinion. So I want people to understand and be careful out there, okay? Now, not all TIs have that situation, but a lot of TIs do have a situation where their family has turned on them. That has happened. But some of them are lucky enough to actually have people there who truly do care for them and refuses to work for this corruptive organization. And to those few who do have that blessing, you are truly blessed. But anyway, I wanted to basically take a minute, for people to just any type of aggression, hatred, any type of sadness, depression, just throw that out. Just put that to the side for a minute. Put that to the side for a minute. You know, just throw that away just for a quick second. You know, and then just calm down for a minute, right? And I know it's not easy going through this destructive program. It's not easy, especially when your mind being messed with 24/7 like that and being hit with radiation or weapons. I know it's not easy, but just take a minute Take a deep breath and calm down for a second as best you can. And just think of being away from all this corruption, all this hate, all this destructiveness that's going on. Think about just literally just being away from all of this mess. You know, people want peace. People don't want to have to go to war. People don't want to have to, deal with corruptive BS all the time. But I mean, in the end, when it comes to exposing this corruptive organization, I mean, we don't have much of a choice. We don't. But what people need to do is throw out all the confusion that is basically being put out there, such as the whole race thing of which these criminals are trying to promote. They're trying to turn this whole thing into a racial thing. Their tactic of divide and conquer. In order for people to really deal and assess the situation, they have to be willing to throw out the confusion. Because when you have confusion and miscommunication, that's where the problem comes in. You don't want that. In order to have a controlled situation, for you to basically be able to, tell whether, half the BS that's going on is to basically have it in a calmly manner. Antifa has been sent there to disrupt these things. When it comes to these protest groups, they're trying to turn these protest groups into riot groups by amping up the aggression levels, And it's crazy because the same people who are being sent to do this crap are the same people who are coming from many different cities and stuff, right? And these people doing this are eventually going to have to do this to their own town. They're going to have it done to their own town, so it's going to be susceptible to everywhere. Hence why I'm planning on just leaving the freaking country altogether and just living off the land. I'm tired of having to, pay rent all the freaking time. I'm tired of having to worry about that and only just end up out on the streets and stuff like that. And I've seen how this happens, man. I've seen manipulation firsthand. I've seen how dark it can get. I'd never be a part of something like that, man. I would refuse, But fellow TIs, when my targeting first became overt, when I started to realize like all of this stuff was happening, the stalking, the directed energy weapons, everything, when I started to realize this, I was in a very dark place at that time and I didn't know how to get out. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know what to think, what to say, what to do. I had no idea. While I was on my own for a bit though, right? I wanted to make a YouTube video and a channel, and I did. I wasn't unsure whether to show my face or not, right? But I started to understand something. These people, in the amount of money they have and the technology they got, it wasn't that I didn't want to make a video and show my face. It wasn't that. It was them that didn't want me to make a video and show my face and put my identity out there. It was them that didn't want me to do that. They wanted me to remain anonymous so that they can remain comfortable with what they were doing. But once I started to show the area that I'm at, once I started to show my face, then they got super agitated about that because, well, now the area of where their operation is at has been exposed. Even now, there are people in the room above me still beaming these weapons down on me, even as I speak to you all right now. There are people working for this organization who live both to the left and right of the building, of the room, of the apartment complex of which I am living in right now, who are a part of this. As well as other people who live in these other halls too. Maybe there are some people around that are not involved. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. But for the most part, the majority of the people who are living in this complex are involved. People who are involved. Um, I'm not fighting no damn civil war because first off, TIs and other activists and other truth seekers have warned people for far too damn long. People chose to, just ignore the situation. They chose to be selfish. They chose to be blind, and they just wrote everything off. And honestly, if other TIs and other truth seekers said "fuck this" and literally left to go cultivate a land for themselves, I would not blame you at all for that. I would not, because in the end, people decided to be blind, just remain blindfolded. They accepted that false reality. They accepted the whole thing that has been keeping them, in the form of sheeple for so long. They had been in this state of compliance, and honestly, man, it's just to the point to where like just being around them is already a threat because their actions of compliance, because their actions to keep silent, it it's such a huge problem for us, It's such a huge problem for all of us. Because their actions and their behavior reflect out on our own self-sustainability, whether they're doing anything to enter us indirectly or not. But what I basically wanted to do is thank all fellow TIs out there. I truly do have all of you to thank. All of you. It was the content you all provided that helped me understand the situation more of what was going on. It was the stories you shared that helped me to understand that I wasn't alone in this world of terrorism that we are all being victimized by, But we are not victims. We are freaking warriors. You hear me? We are warriors, not victims, warriors. They want us to feel like victims. They want us to be victims, but we're not. We're so far stronger than them that they have to use a weapon on us just to win a freaking fight. They have to use a freaking weapon just to weaken us, just to have an edge in battle, because they can't win any other way. It's crazy, man. It really is. Let me tell you something, though. The people who are stupid enough to work for an organization like this, man, they're too far gone to really, be able to be self-sustainable on their own. They're too far gone. When you see these riots and these looters, you see the only thing that they're stealing out of these damn stores is electronics and clothing, and that's it. Unnecessary things, so much and so forth. Now, when it comes to a natural disaster, right? I understand if a person steals food, but when you start looting all of that stuff, that's just this. What is that? Obviously, that's selfishness. To the day that I die, all I'm gonna do is continue to promote and show content that supports targeted individuals, and that is my answer to whatever question this bastard Agent Smith had of me. Okay, that's my answer. All content that I'll provide will be beneficial to only TIs and be very damaging to gang stalkers and their organizations they work for. I refuse to ever work for any target. I refuse to work for any terrorist organization of any kind. I refuse to be an act, a promoter of hate in any way, shape, or form. I refuse to engage in any type of civil war because honestly, target individuals, truth activists, whistleblowers, they tried stopping this shit for so many years. People kept telling you all, we need to stop this shit now before it gets out of hand. It's getting out of hand, and now it's at the point where it's affecting everybody. Do you really think truth seekers are just gonna stand around and literally just allow this shit to happen? No, we're gonna fight. We still are gonna fight this shit, but if it gets to the point where people don't wake the hell up soon, people are just gonna say, you know what, fuck this. These people are literally wanted to live in this cesspool that they wanted to create so much and be festering in that shit. Hey, keep it to yourself. I'm out of here. Going elsewhere to build my own shit. Go ahead and do whatever the fuck you're gonna do. Keep killing yourself. Keep poisoning yourself with the food that you're eating. Keep literally being susceptible to their bullshit. Allowing them to spray poison in your air. Go ahead. Go right the fuck ahead. You want to be that damn blind? Be my guest. But I'm not finna sit there and deal with that shit. No. I'm to the point to where I'm not even afraid of death, man, because I know that there's more to it than there is, but they don't want you to know that. They want to put you in a state of fear to where you would be more compliant to basically turn over to their side. Don't ever do this, because understand when you do this, you start losing whatever bit of humanity you have left. Any bit of understand the whole point of you being targeted is because you are far stronger than you realize. And they don't want you to basically awaken and realize that inner strength that you have. They don't want you to know anything about that. They don't. Anyway, you know something? Going back into a little bit of my past, I brought this up several occasions and times. Like I stated before, like if you had a dream, right? If you have a dream, you would eventually forget about that dream, but this can't be a dream because of me still remembering it even now. A long time ago, it was snowing out, right? It's kind of mild snow or whatever, but everything was practically covered in snow. A lot of things, you know? A lot of things. It was being driven to this large white building facility or whatever, right? And now apparently it was supposed to be a YMCA, but I've never known a YMCA to have barbed wire fences on the outside. Not just that, the uniform I was wearing looks something similar to what an ROTC cadet would wear. And the uniform, right? I was real young when this happened. The pants I was dressed in was navy blue. The shirt I was wearing was baby blue. And apparently I had some type of golden emblem on the left or right side of the collared shirt. Now, I know it must have been there for quite some time because I remember actually spending the night at that place at some point, during some points. Now, I know that these weapons they're using and what other people are having when it's being done to them, right, is that I know for a fact I must have had these symptoms when I was a kid because I remember, as I stated before, I remember having these bumps, and I literally remember asking my mother about this. What she told me was these things were hair bumps. These motherfucking things are not hair bumps. This was a sign. These things on the back of my neck, these things on my head, man, that I'm literally are feeling. This was a sign that I was exposed to nanotech poisoning as an early age while I was a child. I don't know who did it. I don't know why they did it. I really don't know. But I'm confident that I'll find out once I basically drain all this nanotech out of my system for good. I don't know what it is that I'm capable of, but I remember another target individual. He mentioned how there was a female perp that showed up on the bus, right? Of a bus that he was on, and she approached him. Didn't really look at him, but sat next to him and basically told him, right, saying, "You want to know why they do what they do to you? Target you all?" And he didn't know how to respond, so he just said, "Why?" What she said after that is because they're afraid of what we can do. So what is it that we are capable of doing that they would technically go as far as poisoning us with nanotech out of a desperate attempt to control us? Just what is it that we're capable of, There's still so much more that we're still unclear about, but it's one thing we can definitely say. Every freaking textbook of every medical, anything of any kind with all this corruption that has been happening for the last decades have all been misled information. All of it is misinformation. There may be some true points in there, but the majority of all that information is misled information. Everything that they have promoted, and the thing, people have dedicated their freaking lives to that shit, thinking that they left a legacy behind, only to find out that it's nothing but a legacy of lies that they basically dedicated their lives to. Stuff of literally just promoting misinformation after misinformation, only for, I don't know. I really just don't know. Some of the information that came out was definitely beneficial to the letter, but I don't know. It's a crazy situation we're in, man. All of us. But I'm truly grateful and thankful to all fellow TIs out there, because it was because of all your hard work that helped people like myself wake up to what's really going on, you know? And I truly am grateful for that. Now, today I'm going to be uploading everything to my BitChute account. I will leave a link to the BitChute account in the description on this video. And I highly recommend other TIs, other truth activists, other whistleblowers to do the same. You need to do that while you can if you have any good content. I'm telling you, don't even bother. I mean, whatever good videos you find, just put that to the side for now. But definitely, if you hadn't already, go ahead and make yourself a channel, an extra channel on BitChute or TrueTube, just to be on the safe side. Just back up all your content there, just so you have that extra, platform there, just to be safe. Anyway, that's all I got to say about this. As you see, this was the channel that I was talking about before, of what it, was talking about. Now, this guy has already since removed his comment. If you need proof, if I hadn't shown it already, there you go. And it got replaced by a bot. CMDC Comics is basically another perp. Don't even bother messing with that. I don't even trust clicking on any of the crap that they have. I'm not even going to bother even watching whatever it is. And I highly warn people not to even check that out. And if you do, understand you're doing that at your own risk.